Yo, this is Jay from Straight Smoke Gaming, and in today's video we're bringing you another Madden build as a parlay. This time we decided to do Monday Night Football, and this matchup is the Baltimore Ravens at the Los Angeles Chargers. Let's go ahead and take a look at how we did last week. Last week it was honestly an embarrassment. We didn't hit a single leg. Mike Gesicki did not get a single yard. Josh Palmer missed his receiving yards by 8 yards, and Chase Brown went over his rush attempts by a lot. So last week was pretty bad. Definitely not something we want to look back on. But like I was saying, this week we have the Ravens at the Chargers. So this kind of like a little J.K. Dobbins revenge game in a way. First game back against the Ravens. Should be interesting here. The Chargers have been a surprising team. We all still know the Ravens are a good team. Let's go ahead and see how the game goes. And as you can see at the end of the game, if you're someone who likes to bet on money line or spread, you're going to want to pick the Baltimore Ravens as they end up winning 17-10 over the Chargers. The spread is 2.5 points, and the Ravens cover that. So, yeah, like I was saying, if you like money line or spread, that's who you're going to want to pick. We do Prizepicks prop bets. So let's go ahead and take a look at stats here. And Herbert, he throws for 210, no touchdowns, no interceptions. We'll talk more about this here in a second. Lamar Jackson, 153 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Honestly, the quarterbacks really don't play good for this team, either team, to be honest. 210 yards from Herbert, not good. And then no touchdown scores. The no turnovers are good for both teams, but you would prefer for your quarterbacks to have more pass yards and preferably more passing touchdowns. Let's go and take a look at rushing. J.K. Dobbins, 15 attempts, 50 yards, and a touchdown. Pretty good game for Dobbins. The touchdown kind of saves his day. You would like to be closer to that 4 on the averages. But overall, not a bad game for Dobbins. Herbert, 3 attempts for 10 yards. Herbert, I don't really know him for being a mobile quarterback, so if Herbert gets you 10 yards on the ground, I would take that. Lamar Jackson, 8 attempts, 46 yards, no touchdowns, averaging almost 6 yards a carry. Pretty good for Lamar. You would like a little bit more from him, as he is known for being a mobile quarterback. I would be aiming more for like the 50 yards at least, and maybe a score. But overall, not a bad game. Derrick Henry, 8 attempts, 79 yards, and 1 touchdown. The one thing that worries me here, overall, good game. Touchdown, 10 yards on average for carry, almost 80 rushing yards. The thing that worries me is the 8 attempts. I do not think Derrick Henry is going to have 8 attempts. I definitely think he will go over that. Nelson Aguilar, he gets an attempt for -3 yards. Nothing real important there. He's not really important in this offense at all. Let's go ahead and take a look at receiving. Next, we got Josh Palmer for the Chargers. 6 receptions, 101 yards, no touchdowns. Will Dissly, 5 receptions, 46 yards, no touchdowns. DJ Chark, 3 receptions, 24 yards. I don't even know who that guy is, but he had 2 receptions for 13 yards. I wouldn't really count on him to be much of a factor in this game, considering I don't know who he is. And then Lab McConkey for 2 receptions for 20 yards. Hayden Hurst had 1 reception for 6 yards, but he's already been ruled out. Don't got to worry about that. That is not going to be happening. Next up to the Baltimore Ravens, kind of surprising, we got Derrick Henry at the top with 6 receptions for 41 yards and a touchdown. So he has 2 touchdowns this game. That's going to be something you're going to want to watch out for. Maybe something we can bet on. Let's go ahead and take a look next. We got Mark Andrews, 4 receptions, 50 yards. Pretty good game for Andrews. A little bit of a weak game for Zay Flowers, only 3 receptions for 25 yards. And then you got Deontay Johnson down there for 3 receptions for 19 yards. He's kind of struggled ever since at the trade deadline getting traded here. And it looks like, according to Madden, that the struggling will continue. So let's go ahead and see what we were able to come up with when it comes to a parlay. So we're going to be taking the under on Quentin Johnston. He wasn't even featured at all in this simulation. J.K. Dobbins over on his rush attempts. And then we're also going to be taking Derrick Henry to get into the end zone. Let's go ahead and take a little bit more of a closer look at this. So J.K. Dobbins is going to need 13 rush attempts. He missed it by a couple rush attempts last week. Other than that, he's been hitting this line pretty consistently. So I'm not pretty confident in that one. Quentin Johnston, under, he's going to need 4 receptions to go over it. So he only had 2 the past 2 weeks. According to the sim, he didn't get used at all. So I kind of like this. Lab McConkey's been playing really well. So if he steps up and keeps playing that way, he shouldn't be a factor. And then Derrick Henry just to get in the end zone, that's a lock. He's averaging over a touchdown a game. In the sim, he had 2. So overall, in this parlay, we're going to bet $10 to win $37.50 over on Prizepicks. Overall, I do think this will be a good parlay. I like the chances of this one hitting. As you can see, the total winnings were back down to 0. We finally ran out of all that money we made on the one parlay we hit earlier in the year. But hey, let's go ahead and hit this parlay. Get us $30 because for Thanksgiving, I'm going to be putting in a parlay for each Thanksgiving game. So there's 3 games. So there's going to be 3 different parlays. There's going to be a little bit of a longer video. That will be coming out on Wednesday, the day before. But when it comes to this video, that's all we got. So if you enjoyed, please remember to like and sub for more Madden content. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.